Hi there everyone, and welcome to the first ever edition of Social Issues, where we take a closer look at social injustice cases, especially against vulnerable individuals, challenge the perpetrators, and where possible, seek redress for the victims. Today I would like us to address a landlord-tenant matter. A tenant, a lady, rented a house in 2012 with her daughter aged 9 at the time. They had just moved from another city and had little funds, so they settled for a 2-bed house costing £400 a month. The living conditions of the house were extremely poor, and about 12 months later, on the 20th of February 2013, Salford City Council served the landlord with an improvement notice to repair the property. The order was not fully complied with. The house was later sold to another landlord and the saga continued. Now it is worth noting that despite the dilapidated state of the house, the rent was increased by the landlord from £400 to £425 per calendar month before he passed the house on to the new landlord. From 2013 till date, the tenant and her daughter continued to live in the property, which continued to deteriorate. When she approached the landlord and requested repairs, he said she could either leave the property, or if she wanted it repaired, she should pay an increased rent of £600 a month. The tenant, a British citizen, works at the NHS, but is on a very low income. Because I had known the tenant for some time, I discovered that she was deteriorating in health and looked gaunt physically. So when she explained to me the circumstances of her living conditions and how this had affected her and her daughter, I went to take a look at the property, and this is what I found. I'd like to start outside with the outer windows now. As you can see, the windows are completely damaged from the bottom to the top there, right up there. Everything is in total disrepair right up there, as you can see, and to the sides here. These are the outer walls there by the window, but it gets worse as we move inside. Now, inside the house, the carpets have never really been changed for years since they've been living here. Now, I'll just point to the door now. That's the door leading to the living room that is off the hinges. It's been broken down for some time. So that's the top hinge, that's the bottom hinge there. The letterbox down here is completely destroyed. She's got to put paper there, plastic paper, to try to trap some of the cold that's coming into the house. It's extremely cold in the house, even when the heating is on, because of all the holes that are opened up at that bottom part there of the letterbox. And then there's this door here, as I mentioned. That's the door which is off the hinges, so this door never shuts. That's the door leading to the living room. Now, when I come into the living room, I like to start from the window sills here. There is complete disrepair of the window sill here. Not only is it damp, but the paint is falling off. Mildew is everywhere at the top there, all along the window there. So we are in the living room area now, and this is what we see. Complete and utter disrepair. I'm just going to step into the kitchen now to show the same disrepair that we've seen in other parts of the house. Now, that's the wall there close to the ceiling there. There's a mesh there. And it's always leaking from the bathroom. So there's a hole here from the bathroom where sewage water is actually seeping onto the kitchen floor. So I just go down to the kitchen floor there, So the water seeps down here and it has to be constantly wiped. And then I just point this now to the windows. That's the kitchen window there. Completely dilapidated. It's a double glazed window. It used to be a double glazed window, but now there's pieces of wood that have been nailed to it. So it's no longer secure and it doesn't shut properly. So cold comes in all the time. Now just show a glimpse of the back garden and how broken everything is in the back garden. Everything is in total disrepair in this back garden. Unfortunately, I can't step out there. So I'll continue to show the kitchen ceiling there. Now there's a major leak also now coming from here, just above the window here. And all around, we can see everywhere is broken there. They've had to put pieces of scotch tape and plastic to try to block some of the holes on the wall that are leading to the outside. Complete disrepair. Now this is the cooker here. Not fit for purpose. Not fit for purpose at all. Extremely dangerous, this cooker. As you can see, it's rusted. Completely not fit for purpose. That's the cooker there. That is the cooker there. I'll just continue now to go up to the bedrooms and the toilet upstairs. I like to start from the stairs here, where the carpet is completely ripped and, squalid. That's the only word I can have for it. That's the carpet there to the house. That's the carpet on the stairs there. I'm now going up the stairs. That's a part of the wall there with a gaping hole on the wall. So I'm just going up the stairs now to capture, first of all, the main bedroom. Now this is the carpet leading to the main bedroom, and this is what we see here. It's a carpet that has been like this since the tenants moved into the house. So it's in complete and total state of disrepair. There's a board here that is coming off. That board there is coming off, and it's a trip hazard. It's not stable at all. It's a trip hazard. Then the door to the bedroom is also off the hinges like the one downstairs. That's it. So in the night, the door is never closed and they complain of constant cold. Now, these are the window sills to the main bedroom here. All along the window there, this is what I see. All along the window there, that's the top floor. Even worse than the bottom floor, and this is the bedroom. And up there, the wallpaper is completely off the walls. There's damp everywhere, damage everywhere. There's a huge crevice above the window there, massive crevice there, as you can see. And further down on the window sill, there's still all of that section there. Horrendous is all I can say to describe this. I have seen houses in disrepair, but this one beggars belief. It beggars belief. Now I'm just going to go to the daughter's room, which shows also the same signs of damp. That's the ceiling there. There's damp everywhere. And what she's done to try to minimize the damp there is that she's put scotch tape underneath her window there to try to conceal some of the damp that she's facing in her room. And she's used boxes there to try to conceal the damp for when her friends come into the room. And her window sill also has the same issue. So it's dirty and damp. And the window, once double glazed window, is also in disrepair over there. Now by the corner of the wall, there's a whole section there that is broken. It feels like someone might actually fall downstairs. When you step on it, you actually feel like you're going to, that's my foot prodding it there. It feels like one is actually going to fall downstairs. There's a gaping hole there by the corner of the wall. Very unsightly. I'm just going to go quickly now into the toilet, which is going to completely horrify anybody that's watching this video. The first thing that I noticed on coming into this toilet is that there is no shower. This is where the shower once was. Now it's just a gaping hole in the wall, so there's no shower at all. The tiles are completely, I don't know if I can use the word rotten to describe tiles, but that's what I see. The tiles are completely damaged. And because they don't have a shower here, they've had to get a bucket. So every morning they have to bathe out of a bucket. So there's a bucket of water there that this is what they use, and they use that little bowl there to take water from the bucket and bathe. Standing in the bathtub, no shower, absolutely no shower here. Now this is the toilet. This is the toilet. These are parts of the toilet here. It's a bit too dark to see, but there's something like an abyss here behind the toilet wall there. That is, see, nice, like a gaping hole. If you see, that stretches behind there, and if you move that board, then you can see there's a hole that actually leads from the toilet here down to the kitchen, and that's where the leak comes from. So that gaping hole there, that damage there, is what causes water to seep from the toilet here onto the kitchen floor, below, downstairs. So there it is. These are pieces of tile. It's ripped. Everything is ripped. Complete, utter disrepair. Horrendous. Horrendous. Now this is the window sill of the toilet. That's the top bit there. That might, I don't want to touch that because it might fall off. But that's the top bit there. And what that does also is that the window doesn't trap the heat outside, even though it was once double glazed. So they have to endure extreme weather conditions in the house. It's extremely cold. Now on the other side of the wash basin there now, another gaping hole there. That is it there. See, it's another gaping hole that goes right down the floor there. Burst, there's a hole there that's burst and forces the water, just like on the other side, it forces the water down to the kitchen below. And they have to deal with that sewage from time to time, wiping it off the floor. Now, this is the toilet door. I'm now in the toilet. This is the toilet door. There's no handle to it, so it can't be locked.
part of the door is completely without wood, very unsightly, it's without wood. So that's it there. And then just above the toilet door, this is what I see. Rot everywhere. Rot everywhere. Rot everywhere. Kitchen toilet door here. That's the outside of the toilet door. That is not, you know, there's no purpose for that. That is completely destroyed, you know, never been fixed.
Never.
So I'm just going to turn now to the tenant. Tell us, in a few words, how do you feel living in a house like this?
This house gives me, ruined my life. I'm not the same anymore since I live here. 6 years, it's been sold and sold to different people. They never fixed that house, and I still pay the rent every month. So the last landlord told me, if you have to fix this house, you have to increase the price to £600.
How much do you pay at the moment?
425.
Okay.
So that means that this is the condition, to repair the house and to increase the price. Otherwise, I have to stay. And I couldn't afford it at the moment. So this house gave me depression. I couldn't bring my friend. I couldn't do anything. It's ruined my life completely. Unhappy every day by living in this house and paying my money and didn't get any services. So I'm just tired and fed up with this house now.
Living in such a dilapidated property, trapped like rats in a hole, has taken its toll on the tenant and her daughter's physical and mental health.
We all feel like we got anxiety, depression, and she couldn't bring her friend. I couldn't bring my friend. We couldn't get to the back garden to have a barbecue or anything. We always have to be inside the house in the cold weather. Last time we went for holiday, we came back, it was a rat in the house because we just passed through the letterbox. A big rat I found in the house when I came from my holiday. I have to buy those rat things to kill the rat to get out from the house because the letterbox is not being fixed. So I'm really tired and fed up, and I don't really know what to do now. I've been to see my school counselor because I'm going to college for like 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. I saw her every Wednesday.
Yeah.
So because of the anxiety and the depression I was going through, so we get 6 different sections. He was talking about the housing, and I know this depression, anxiety, and all this problem. I have a very bad blood pressure right now. I didn't have it before. It's because of the stress of this house I got now. I have a blood pressure problem. Every time I'm feeling dizzy, I take medication now. And before I was so happy, I didn't have any problem. But since I live in this house, because of the stress, now I'm on a tablet, blood pressure tablet.
I feel very depressed, and I have really bad anxiety as well. And it just makes me feel unhappy and really sad that I can't even enjoy my own house, which everyone's usually happy in their own house, and I'm not happy because it's just not nice at all. I feel really upset because usual girls at my age can bring their friends and whoever they want at the house, and I can't do that because I just don't feel comfortable with bringing everyone at my house because it's not in a good state. And also I feel really uncomfortable because it's just not clean, and I always feel sick just going into the toilets or the kitchen because of the dirt and everything, and it's just not a nice, even walking into the house is just not a nice condition, and it makes me feel really uncomfortable, not happy at all. It's like really shameful to live here, and it's just dirty, and it's got a lot of damps and spiders and insects, which I always see everywhere in the kitchen, and it's just not clean, especially when it's the kitchen. And we've been living in this house for like a long time now, and would have expected someone to do something about it because we've been here for a long time, and these problems could have been fixed, but no one's doing anything about it.
A very disturbing story indeed. 8 years living in hell. 8 years of abandonment by a landlord, it seems only one course of action is open to the tenant: legal action. We are helping the tenants to raise money for court fees, to challenge the landlords, claim compensation, and move her and her daughter to a more suitable accommodation. If you have been moved by this story and would like to donate to help them with the legal fees and relocation, please follow the link in the description below. To all of you who donate to the cause, we will keep you updated on the progress made. Thank you so much for helping out. And remember, all that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men do nothing. Thank you. If you have suffered an injustice and would like the Big Man Tyrone channel to intervene, please contact us as follows. Mobile phone 07400 465 841. Email socialjustice@bigtyrone.com.